Welcome to Efficient Engineering, a world-class steel fabrication, machining and heavy engineering works. Efficient Engineering's humble beginnings in 1968 has now progressed to 21,000 square meters of manufacturing facility. We have built our reputation on world-class workmanship. Quality is our cornerstone. Efficient Engineering is capable of manufacturing any size job of any complexity.
Efficient Engineering prides itself in its core values. These consist of: she is my, yours and our responsibility, and we have each other's back. Quality, it's the efficient way. Respect, earn, keep and give respect by performing as a powerful and skillful individual. Communication, we communicate for best results and a shared understanding. Efficient Engineering is proud to have earned its international accreditations: ISO 9001 for quality, ISO 3834 for welding, and OSHAS 18001 for safety. While on our premises, please remember that you are responsible not only for your own safety, but for the safety of those around you.
We urge you to adhere to our environmental health and safety regulations. Working safely is an operational requirement at Efficient. Make sure that you watch the safety induction video. You may be tested afterwards.
No alcohol, drugs, dacha, firearms or dangerous weapons are allowed on site. Everyone who enters our sites will be breathalyzed. And if the test is positive, access will be denied and disciplinary action may follow. Alternatively, your contract may be revoked. All vehicles brought on site must be roadworthy and licensed. All drivers entering our premises must be in possession of a valid driver's license. On entry, visitors and contractors will receive an access permit, which they must keep with them at all times. Visitors must report to reception immediately on arrival, where they will be met by their host. Employees must clock in wearing their full PPE, ready to work. All equipment and tools brought onto site must be declared, and an accurate tool list must be available. No equipment or samples may be removed from these premises without an authorized gate pass or delivery note. On exit, people and vehicles may be searched. Please cooperate with our security personnel. There are a number of hazards on our sites, including overhead crane activity and suspended loads, high noise levels, flammable and toxic gases, working at heights, trucks, forklift trucks and heavy machinery, high levels of dust and fumes, and hot surfaces and heat sources. You may only smoke in designated areas. Please wash your hands before and after meals, and before and after using the toilet. Horseplay and play fighting is prohibited, and sleeping on the site is not allowed. When using the stairs, keep an eye on where you are going, and always hold the handrail. Cell phone usage in production areas is restricted to management and visitors only. No photographs may be taken without authorization. Drivers must wear seatbelts at all times, may not use a cell phone when driving, and must adhere to the walking pace speed limit. No unauthorized passengers are allowed in company vehicles, and any company vehicle defects must be reported to the transport manager. The minimum personal protective equipment, or PPE, for visitors entering a production area comprises eye protection, ear protection, long trousers, and closed shoes with steel toe caps. If visitors keep to the designated walkways, they do not need to wear safety footwear, but must wear closed shoes and yellow EE reflective visitor vests. Employees and contractors must also wear a two-piece overall with the company logo on the back, except spray painters and shot blasters, who must wear a boiler suit. Please keep a lookout for location-specific PPE safety signage and adhere to it. The correct PPE must be worn for specific job tasks as per our regulations. Where applicable, management and representatives of Efficient Engineering are required to wear branded Efficient Engineering attire. Staff members, management, employees and visitors must be dressed neatly and appropriately when representing Efficient Engineering or when visiting our premises. Please be aware of moving forklifts. They have right-of-way over other vehicles and pedestrians. Operators must be licensed and must carry their licenses with them at all times. Drivers may not use a cell phone while operating a forklift. Operators may not swap their key tags and must not leave forklifts running when unattended. The operator needs to ensure the intended load is within the rated capacity of the forklift. If any incident, accident, near miss, or a high potential for an incident is seen, it must be reported to the SHE rep, supervisor, and SHE department before the end of the shift. If there are minor injuries, they will be attended to at the first aid station. More serious injuries will be attended to at the site clinic, which is located in the SHE Center in Phase 3. Very serious injuries will be attended to by emergency services or will be transported to a hospital in accordance with the Compensation for Occupational Injuries and Diseases Act. Before you start your job, make sure that you know where the nearest emergency assembly point is. In the event of an emergency, one of 3 alarms will sound. A fire siren goes on for 5 seconds and off for 2 seconds. If you hear the siren, keep clear of the affected area to enable the fire marshals to attend to the incident and stand by for evacuation. A medical emergency siren goes on for 1 second and off for 1 second. If you hear this siren, stay clear of the affected area to enable the first aiders to deal with the incident. An evacuation alarm is a continuous siren. If you hear this siren, turn off all equipment that can be safely turned off. Close critical valves. And walk, do not run, to the nearest emergency assembly point. A roll call will be conducted. After the all clear is given, you may return to your place of work. If external emergency service providers are on site, they take control and you must take instruction from them. In the event of any emergency, visitors must stay with their host. Visitors may now leave. Please enjoy your visit. Employees and contractors, please stay to watch the rest of the induction video. Before starting work each day, conduct a task risk assessment. Carefully plan how and where the work will be done. Identify any risks and put any safety measures that may be required in place. A work permit is required for hot work, isolation, and for confined space entry. Before signing the work permit off, both the permit issuer and the person who will be doing the work must inspect the work area. Electrical equipment must have secure casings and be earthed or double insulated. All 3-point plugs must be in good condition and fit well. Electrical extension cords must be in a good condition and free from defects. Electrical connections to machinery must be done safely and in accordance with our procedures. Damaged equipment must be reported immediately in order to prevent incidents from faulty equipment. After use, The electrical equipment must be correctly stored, and company equipment must be returned to stores. Before using lifting equipment, check that the hoist slings and other equipment are certified for use, and check the color coding to make sure that it has been inspected as safe to use for that period. Pre-inspection and visual checks must be done daily. Only qualified and licensed personnel may operate lifting equipment and perform the load rigging. The load may not exceed the lifting capacity of the equipment. No one may ride on a suspended load. And make sure that no one is in close proximity beneath the suspended load. No side pulling with a crane is permitted under any circumstances. Working at heights means anything over 2 meters. Ladders must extend at least 1 meter past the landing and must be secured to prevent them from slipping. Only use ladders that are in good condition with rubber chocks. Fall arrest equipment such as a full body harness must be worn, and the lanyard must be short enough to arrest a fall. Ladders must be placed on a flat surface. Only one person may use a ladder at a time, while a second person supports the base. When the worker on the ladder reaches the top, he must attach a lanyard clip to a solid support and then secure the ladder at the top. Do not secure the ladder to cables, racks, or handrails. Any scaffolding must be inspected and certified before being declared safe to use. Hot work in specific areas, such as spray rooms, may only be conducted under stringent permit conditions. A fire extinguisher and standby personnel may be required. Gas cylinders must be upright and securely attached to either a trolley or stand. The gas welding hoses must be in good condition and inspected for leaks. Welding hoses must be clamped together and equipped with pressure gauges and flame arresters. Never carry gas cylinders up or downstairs. They must be left on the ground with extended hoses that reach the work area. Never weld or grind directly over gas cylinders. Electric welding machines must be in good condition. The cables must not be joined or damaged and must be earthed to the place of welding. Do not use a piece of metal in place of a cable. All welding equipment must be turned off when not in use. Electrical lockouts are performed by the person doing the work and the permit issuer. Insert a lock into the lockout caliper in the holes provided. All energy sources must be isolated to make sure there is zero energy to the equipment about to be worked on. Valves must be closed and spaded with slip plates between the flanges and must be checked that they do not leak any gas or liquid. Make sure that the handle cannot be turned to the on position. Be sure that the motor cannot be started with the local start button. And place a Do Not Start sign on the switch. Mechanical lockouts must be performed by the person doing the work and the permit issuer. All machinery to be worked on must be stopped and drained. Place a Do Not Start sign on pumps and lock them in position. Valves must have a Do Not Open sign and be locked in position. Before entering a confined space, the atmosphere therein must be tested by a competent person using a gas monitor. A person entering the vessel may be required to wear a safety harness with a rope attached that reaches outside the vessel and is attached to a solid support. A person trained in the use of breathing and resuscitation equipment may be required to be on standby outside of the confined space. Stacking may only be done in specified areas. and is not permitted in front of emergency exits, firefighting, or other safety and emergency equipment. When stacking, please follow the maximum load requirements displayed. The height of the stack may not exceed 3 times the base width. Before handling or storing any chemicals, consult the material safety data sheet to ensure that all safety procedures are followed, and be sure to wear the correct PPE as indicated on the material safety data sheet. Only store compatible chemicals together according to the material safety data sheet compatibility charts. Housekeeping means everything has a place and everything in its place. Make sure that you keep emergency exits, walkways, and passages clear. Please make sure that you always keep your work area clean, tidy, and safe. Please use the correct bins to dispose of waste steel, plastic, and contaminated rags and PPE. Make sure that water taps are closed after use, and that all electrical equipment and lights are switched off before leaving a work area. Do not allow any liquid other than water into stormwater drains. Any spills must be contained, cleaned up, and reported to the area supervisor. Poor housekeeping can result in office accidents. Do not stack on top of cupboards, and make sure that boxes are stacked safely on the floor. Only access high shelves and cupboards with a ladder and not a chair. Make sure that cupboards and drawers are closed and that cables do not cross walkways. Please make sure that electrical connections are safe. Do not overload plug points or extension cables. Make sure that your workstation is ergonomically sound. Ensure that your posture is correct and that you have sufficient light. When lifting a heavy item, use your legs and not your back. Thank you for watching this safety induction video. Please work safely.